Okay, so what we have done so far we have spoken about the initiating process group. In the initiating process group, we saw develop project charter, we saw one process, and we also saw identify stakeholders. That is the second process. So we know that development of the project charter came under project integration management. Why it came under integration management? Because if you want to develop the project charter, I have to get the data from various places. And identification of stakeholders came under project stakeholder management knowledge area. Now, what exactly is the planning process group? We know that your project management is divided into 5 process groups. The first one is called initiating, second one is called planning, third one is called executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. So, in the initiating process group, you saw 2 processes. Now, when we are talking about the planning process group, there are number of processes which you need to understand. Like you have develop project management plan, then plan scope management, collect requirements. So all these are the different processes which are involved in the planning process group. And remember, every process will have an input, tools and techniques, and output. Just like how you had input, tools and technique and output for develop project charter and identification of stakeholders, you will have input, tools and techniques and output for all these processes which are available in the planning process group. Okay. Now the first process in the planning process group is called develop project management plan. See, I told you project management plan is such an important document inside your project, because the plan is going to tell you how my project is going to succeed, how my project is going to flow. So now planning is nothing but saying what you are trying to do, what is that you are trying to achieve and how are you going to achieve it. But executing is doing what you are saying. See, for example, if I want to go from Bangalore to Mysore, I plan. I start at 7 in the morning, I will reach Mandya at around 8:39. From there I will reach Mysore by around 10:30. This is planning. But executing is doing what you say. You have to start 7:30 in the morning. That means you have to stick to that particular plan. So what is the difference between planning and executing is, planning is telling what you are supposed to do in the project, and executing is you are sticking to that particular plan. So these 2 process groups are very important. So first we shall see planning process group. In that planning process group, we are going to talk about how to develop this project management plan. Now what is this project management plan? Before we go there, we will see the objectives. So these are the objectives which comes in your planning process group. What is important here is there is an ITTO for each process. You know what is ITTO? ITTO stands for input, tools and techniques and output. So every process will have input, will have tools and technique, and you will have output. So now we shall see what is the meaning of the word planning. So the definition is very simple. Think about things before you do them. That is the essence of planning. So what you are supposed to do, you are think about how you are going to achieve it before you actually starting to achieve it. So starting to achieve or have started to achieve is execution. Before that you have to plan on how to execute it. That is planning. That is what I say. Say what you do. Say what you do is planning. Do what you said is called as execution. Okay. Now planning helps you to determine how to manage various aspects of project pertaining to overall management, triple constraints, HR and communication, risk, procurement, everything will tell you. See, if you have a project plan, you know how to manage the project. So you know that project has got 3 constraints. One is called the cost constraint, the scope constraint and the time constraint. So we call it as a iron triangle. So now you have to ensure that you balance all these three constraints: scope, cost and time, using planning. And you know that majority of the job a project manager does on a day-to-day basis is communication. If you ask me what is the major task done by a project manager today in any organization, 90% of the time he spends communicating, because the success of the project depends upon how well you communicate with your team, how well you communicate with your stakeholders. So your project planning is all about communications, how you handle communications within your project team. And you know that project is also prone to risk, because risk is a factor which will actually come inside your project. So you have to actually see how to handle that particular risk. And it can also involve procurement. We know what procurement is. If your project, it wants to take some materials or take some technology from a third party vendor, it becomes an procurement process. So planning helps you to determine how to manage various aspects of project. See, these are all various aspects of project: managing the triple constraints, HR and communication, risk, procurement and overall management. So this is a simple definition of what planning is. Next, so what are the characteristics of planning? Very important. Planning is an iterative and ongoing process. This is very important. See, you cannot say that I made that project management plan and I can now start working. No, planning is always an iterative process. What is the meaning of iterative process? The way we say in project management terms, as an progressive elaboration. That means you cannot plan everything at one go. As the project progresses, you have to keep on planning and replanning. That is very important. See, for example, I said, say what you do. Say what you do is actually planning. Do what you say is execution. But you have to check whether your execution is as per the plan or not. So that is very important. So now let us take these things into picture. So I will just write it down here. So the first thing is say. Just observe here. I will say what you do. So say what you do is basically planning. So you are telling what you are supposed to do. Then do what you say. Now do what you say is actually execution. That means you are executing your plan, but when you are executing, you may stick to the plan or you may not stick to the plan. So you have to record it. So record what you did. Very important. Record what you did means you are checking whether you stuck to the plan or not. If you have stuck to the plan, that means you are following the project plan properly. Sometimes you may have not stuck to the plan. I will give you one simple example. Let's say that in the planning project plan document, you would have mentioned that the project charter, which is the most important aspect of beginning a project, will start on 22nd of September 2021. That is the start date for starting that particular project charter. But unfortunately, due to some incidents which has happened inside the organization, you are not able to start on 21st or 22nd, you will start it on 25th. So that means you are already delayed by 3 days. So that is called record what you did. After record what you did, what you are going to do, you are going to act on the findings. You are going to act on the findings. What is that act on the findings? So you are delayed by 3 days. So that means your project plan is already delayed by 3 days. So what you are supposed to do? You should find out how to fit in these 3 days of buffer which you have already lost. So you have to replan it. That is called act on the findings. That is why I told you planning is always an ongoing process. That means every time after every activity you have to keep revisiting the project plan, and you have to keep altering the project plan as and when it is required. So we call this as progressive elaboration. What is the meaning of progressive elaboration? The plan keeps on extending, or the plan keeps on getting modified as the project progresses. So we call planning as an iterative process. Now, project management plan, why is it important? Why do you need to have a project management plan with you? Because of these many reasons. So what is the first important aspect of a project management plan? Because what are the objectives and how do we intend to meet them? So suppose if I want to know what are the objectives of my project and how am I going to meet them, if I want answers to that, I need to refer to my project management plan. See, we know what are the objectives of a project. Objectives of the project are nothing but what my project is going to deliver at the end, the solution. How am I going to arrive at that solution? There has to be a plan, no? So that plan is called as project management plan. If I refer that project management plan, I will come to know how am I going to achieve those objectives. What are the different stages? What are the different milestones? Who is responsible for what? So everything I'll come to know when I look at the project management plan. Next, what are the quality expectations and the acceptance criteria for the final product and how will it be handed over? See, I told you that project management plan will have time, cost and quality. So project management plan should also plan for quality. It is not just I have to complete that particular task. See, anybody will complete the task, but the task has to be a quality task. The output of the task has to be a quality product. If the output of the task has to be a quality product or a quality solution, I have to plan for quality standards. So quality also is an integrated portion of your project management plan. Next, what are the major and subordinate deliverables to be produced? See, let us take an example of flyover project. What are the major deliverables? Flyover itself is a major deliverables. For that, there are subordinate, small other deliverables. Like it could be electrical wiring, it could be LED lighting, okay, it could be rainwater harvesting, or it could be drainage management. So all these are subordinate deliverables. So all these will be available in the project management plan. Like when am I going to start rainwater harvesting in my project? What is the start date? What is the end date? Who is responsible for it? How many resources I need? What is the cost for this? Everything will be mentioned there. See, that is called as subordinate deliverables. Then next, when does it have to be done by when does it have to be done by and how? So resources. See, if I want to do a project, I need resources. For example, you are developing a software. To develop a software, first you have to design a UI screen. You have to design a user interface screen. So when are you going to start the development of a user interface screen? What is the start date? And when are you supposed to complete it? What is the end date? So just if I have the start date and end date, will it be complete? No. I have to tell who are the resources who will be employed in making this UI design. Resource A, resource B, resource C. So project management plan, if I see, I will see what are the tasks which are there in my project, what time and what day the task will begin, what time and what day the task is supposed to end, and who is the person who is responsible for executing that particular task. See, all the things will be addressed by your project management plan. And if I have to do that, there will be a cost involved in it. See, for example, Panish is responsible for database design, and I say in my project plan that my database design will start on 21st of September and end by 15th of October. So who is the resource involved for this? Panish. So what is the salary of Panish? He would be drawing around 9.6 lakhs an annum. So you will have to work out an hourly salary. So what will be the cost involved? Hourly, probably your hourly wage would be around 800 rupees per hour. So now I have to calculate how many hours are required to do this database design. If I implement Panish as my resource person, what will be the cost of Panish in order to actually execute this particular task? That is called as cost. How much will be the cost and what are the risks? Suppose if Panish goes on leave for few days, what is the risk? So do I have a backup strategy? Do I have another resource who can immediately replace Panish and start doing that particular work? All those things will be answered by your project management plan. Okay. Next, what physical and human resources are required? So that means I need to know who and all are the people who are responsible for my project. Resources. And what is the physical means? Infrastructure. What kind of technology are required? How many computers are required? How many laptops are required? How many servers are required? That also will be there in the project management plan. Then, what are the key milestones and stage or phase boundaries? Key milestones. I'll give you some examples of key milestones. Project sign off is one milestone. When will it happen? Analysis of the project is another milestone. When will it happen? Design, when will it happen? These are all key milestones. Implementation is one more milestone. Handing over the software to the customer, that is an important milestone. When will it happen? So all those key milestones in my project, along with the dates, expected completion dates, will be mentioned in your project management plan. And more importantly, project management plan will contain how will change be controlled. This is very, very important. Change means making changes to the project. For example, you are in the middle of a project, you are doing some designing of a project. Suddenly the customer will come and give some new set of requirements. So when he gives you a new set of requirements, you have to change the design. So if you have to change the design, will that design impact other modules or not? That you have to do. It is called as impact analysis. So that you have to mention in the project management plan. It is actually called configuration management. Configuration management means how you are going to incorporate changes in your project. What is the plan you have? That is called as configuration management plan, which also is an integration plan of your project management plan. And last but not the least, who are the stakeholders and what are their communication requirements? We all know that projects are actually because of stakeholders. So project management plan should know who are the stakeholders of the project and how to communicate with them. That is the reason before starting the project management plan, we identified the stakeholders. And I told you in the last class, there is something called as stakeholder management strategy. So there are some stakeholders who has got high power and low interest in the project, low power and high interest in the project. So that means when you are actually inside the project, so you should know what information to communicate with what stakeholder. Last class I told you, we saw some matrix where you saw informed, consulted, initiated. So we came to know the consulting initiation strategy of every stakeholder in that particular project. So these are some of the aspects what the project plan addresses to. That is why project plan is such an important document in any project. Okay, now we shall see what are the processes which are involved in the planning group. There are totally 20 processes in the planning group. First is you have to develop project management plan. After developing the project management plan, you have to collect requirements, you have to define scope, you have to create a work breakdown structure, you have to define activities, you have to sequence activities, you have to estimate activity resources, you have to estimate activity durations, you have to develop schedule, you have to estimate cost, you have to determine budget, you have to plan quality, you have to develop human resource plan, you have to plan communications, you have to plan risk management, you have to identify risk, you have to perform qualitative risk analysis, you have to perform quantitative risk analysis, you have to plan risk responses, and you have to plan procurements. So all these are going to come in your planning process group. And remember, all these 20 processes has got input, it has got output, and it has got tools and techniques. So that is why more number of processes are there in the planning process group. If you see the initiating process group, you have only two processes. One is develop project charter and identify stakeholders. But in the planning process group, you have 20 processes. So for the next say 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we are going to talk only about this planning process group. Once we do the process in the planning process group, then we'll go to execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. Then finally we'll wind up the course. That is how the course is flowing now. Now you have developed the project charter, you have identified the stakeholders. Now we have to identify all these processes in the planning process group. So any doubt here? Okay. Now first thing you are going to do is develop project management plan. So it comes under the knowledge area project integration management. It comes under the knowledge area project integration management. Why it is called project integration management? Because of the only reason that if you want to develop a project management plan, you have to get the data from so many places. Correct? So what is the meaning of integration? Integration means combining many to one. So I have to get data from various places. See, I told you project management plan consists of cost, quality, time, configuration, risk, so many things. So that means I have to get data from risk, I have to get data from cost plan, I have to get data from scope plan. So many data I have to get from various process, and then I have to develop this project management plan. So that is why it comes under project integration management. So it's a very popular question asked in the project management examination. What is the meaning of integration management? Integration management basically means you are taking the data from various process and you are trying to use that particular data in order to deliver an outcome. Here the outcome is nothing but your project management plan. See, you take one simple example. See, I want to assemble a TV. I want to assemble a TV. Now LCD display I have, casing I have, channel unit I have, video unit I have, then color mixing unit I have. All these units are available as small modules. I will take all these modules and integrate it. Integrate means I am going to combine it to make a television. But they are all available as separate units. Similarly, project management plan is a high level document. Inside the project management plan, there are so many other plans. For example, there could be a scope plan, there could be a cost plan, okay, there could be risk plan. See, let me tell you, project management plan for traveling from Bangalore to Mysore. So if you want to travel from Bangalore to Mysore, you have one more small plan called as a travel plan. In that travel plan, you will mention in which vehicle you are going to actually travel, whether you are going to hire a taxi or whether you are going to hire your own car, or drive your own car. If you hire a taxi, there will be a cost component involved there, so that is a cost planning. If you want to drive your own car, the cost plan will change. So that means cost plan will have an input to the project management plan. So like this I am giving you a simple example. So many plans put together will make one higher level plan, that is called as a project management plan. That is why we call it as integration management. Integration management means small plans are required in order to make a big plan. So all these small plans integrate together to make one big project management plan. So that is why it comes under the knowledge area project integration management. Now, what is the project management plan? It is not just a file. Don't worry what is this MPP or .owb file. Just ignore it now. It is a strategy for managing the project, and you need to put together this plan. So PM plan should cover how to define, plan, monitor and control the project, and it has got plans for managing various aspects of the project become the components of the project plan. Don't think that project management plan is always one plan. No, project management plan is not one plan. It is a combination of multiple plans. Okay, now how do you do this project management plan? So you have some inputs. You have to take the project charter as an input, and I have written here outputs from other process. See, that means now let me show you this picture. Now you have already seen this picture. See, now you have so many processes here. See, for example, cost management processes here, quality management processes here, human resource management processes here. So when you execute this plan human resource management process, you are going to get the output as human resource management plan. When you do plan quality management process, you are going to get the output as quality management plan. And when you do plan communication management process, you are going to get communication management plan. So what I do, I take all these plans, quality management plan, human resource management plan, communications management plan, risk plan, response plan, procurement management plan, all the plans I will take as an input to making my final project management plan. So apart from the charter, project charter is required to do project management plan, because project charter is an authorizing document which will help you to start that particular project. So that document is required. See, without that document you cannot do anything at all. And apart from that, you have all other plans. Then you have enterprise environmental factors like political system. I told you about this, governmental organizations, the type of the organization you are, and the organizational process asset. It is nothing but templates. How my project management plan template should look like. All these things will be taken as an input, and I am going to perform expert judgment. I am going to use all these things, bring in people from various disciplines, do expert judgment, have facilitation technique, and finally develop a project management plan. So since I am using outputs from other process, that means since I am getting so many plans as an input, we are using it as an input, like scope plan, risk plan, procurement plan, everything I am taking as an input to execute this project management plan process. I call this particular process under integration management. So the basic concept of integration management means combining many things to make one. So here I have so many things. See, project charter is coming from where? It is coming from initiation process group. Okay, and you require stakeholders also for making your project plan, because I told you without stakeholders you cannot plan the project. So where are stakeholders coming from? They are coming from the initiation process group. And I told you that in order to do project planning, you require cost plan, resource plan, communication plan, procurement plan, and risk plan. So where are all of them coming from? They are coming from planning process group only. So all these plans I will take apart from the project charter, apart from the stakeholder register, and you have organizational process assets. They are nothing but templates. So your company will have some templates. They will say that your project plan should look like this only. They'll give you an Excel template. So that template also you are taking. So you are taking all these things together, integrating it, combining everything together, and you are using an expert judgment concept where you are going to use your brain, you are going to use your thought process, you are going to use your experience, and then you are going to come out with one solid project management plan. So this is the concept of developing a project management plan in any project. So the name of the process is develop project management plan, which has got inputs on the extreme left, which has got tools and technique in the middle, and which has got outputs on the extreme right.